Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift NoDQ. We are coming off WWE Fastlane, the final pay-per-view, thankfully, until WrestleMania, which is in 4 weeks' time. Interesting pay-per-view tonight. I have seen a lot of opinions about this pay-per-view. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people thought it was a mixed bag. What did I think? That's why you're here, right? To get my thoughts on the show. So let's go ahead and get started breaking down this pay-per-view. Off the bat, I will say it's too long. And this was only, if you include the kickoff, a 4.5-hour show. WrestleMania, man, that is going to be a marathon. That is going to take a lot of endurance to get through that. But that's WrestleMania. This is Fastlane. The kickoff had some changes. Originally, it was supposed to be Andrade versus Rey Mysterio, and somebody realized that, hey, this should be a match at WrestleMania, not on the Fastlane kickoff, and that was changed. Cindy with the $2 super chat, first of the night. Thank you for that, Cindy. She says, this pay-per-view is 2015 written all over again. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but might not be a good thing coming from Cindy. We'll have to get more thoughts from her as the night progresses. Caitlin says, I thought it was pretty entertaining. By the way, as far as the NoDQ predictions go, I believe Caitlin and I tied, including the tiebreaker, which was which match would open the main card. So I believe that Caitlin and I are the co-NoDQ predictions champion now. So there you go. I ain't complaining. Hail to the king and queen of NoDQ, says Cindy. Damn straight. All right, so the first kickoff match, well, actually the only kickoff match, this was added, I think, on Friday or maybe even Saturday. New Day versus Rusev and Shin, a.k.a. Shinsuke Nakamura. During the match, and to show you how important this match was, we saw backstage footage of The Miz talking with his father. I forgot his dad's name. Forgive me for forgetting his name. I'm sure somebody or 10, 15 people in the chat room will let me know. Miz was talking to his father, and it was revealed that Shane versus the Usos, Shane and The Miz versus the Usos would kick off the main card. George, thank you for that, guys. That was shown during the match, which shows you how important the match was. We had New Day on the verge of winning at one point. Lana tried to get involved. Actually, she did. She shoved Xavier off the top rope when the referee wasn't looking. However, this was not enough. New Day recovered. They picked up the win by pinning Rusev with the up, up, down, down tag team finishing maneuver. Poor Rusev, poor Nakamura. Rusev was so hot with the Rusev Day, and look where he is now. Nakamura was the Royal Rumble winner last year, and look where he's at now, losing on the kickoff. I feel bad for these guys. I really do. Kickoff match was fine, but yeah, I wish it wasn't just thrown together at the last second. I'm one that would argue for just getting rid of the kickoff. I just don't see the point in doing a kickoff match, period, as far as I'm concerned. So let's move on here to the main card. We had the Usos versus Miz and Shane McMahon. This match was a really good start to the show. I enjoyed it. Miz came out. He was hamming it up to the live crowd. He had the Cleveland is awesome shirt. The crowd was chanting, Miz is awesome. All right, sorry about that. Somebody trying to hijack my video. Here we go again with that. All right, back to the pay-per-view. So we had Miz hit the skull-crushing finale, but the referee was briefly distracted, and he only got a 2 count on it. And then we had a really cool spot in the match where Jimmy Uso was going for the top rope splash. Shane McMahon, I'm not sure what is going on here. Tried to unblock this person. I don't know why I'm getting messenger calls at this point. All right, hopefully that's the end of it. I blocked the Facebook account, period. It's some troll account. Anyways, yeah, people are trying to screw me over here. It happens. All right, so moving on here, we had Shane McMahon on the opposite side of the ring doing the coast-to-coast onto Jimmy Uso in midair. This was insane. I mean, this was a crazy spot. I guess Jimmy's attitude was, there's no way you're going to try to do this. I'm just going to go for my splash. And Shane was like, to hell with you. And Shane literally did the coast-to-coast, connected with Jimmy Uso in midair. Looked really cool. One of the highlights of the match, maybe the highlight of this match. Miz went for a frog splash off the top rope, but Jimmy got his knees up and then rolled up Miz for the victory. So yeah, Miz lost in his hometown. The interesting thing about this, I guess the storyline here is that Miz was going outside of his comfort zone. He was doing things like jumping off the top rope, doing splashes, stuff we usually don't see the Miz do. The Miz is typically very grounded, but in this case, the Miz in his hometown wanted to go all out and was doing all sorts of risky moves that he usually doesn't do. But unfortunately for Miz, it backfired on him, and the Usos retained the titles. Now, after the match, this is where the big angle happened, which a lot of us were speculating about, since for the longest time we all thought it's going to be Miz versus Shane at WrestleMania. This is the only logical conclusion to this, why WWE would be building up this storyline for so long. Power Packers 90 with a $5 super chat says, this is for you putting up with the trolls. Hashtag NoDQ Galaxy for life. Well, thank you for that, Power Packers 90. What are the odds that that person's making? All right, I apologize for that. We're still having some issues here. Yep, we got another account. So let's go ahead and block this person. Okay, hopefully that worked. And now that person will make another account. So this is probably going to be happening all night here, guys. So I apologize for that. I'm going to have to disable Messenger or do something in the future. Actually, if that happens again, I may just have to quickly delete Messenger off my phone. All right, so after the match, we had Miz and Shane. Miz was obviously very distraught. Shane raised his hand. They went over, and Miz hugged his dad, George, in the front row. And then Miz started to walk off, and then all of a sudden, Shane McMahon clotheslined Miz from behind. So there you go, Shane McMahon with the big heel turn. There you go. Shane McMahon turning heel on the Miz, beating the crap out of him. And then he goes over to George and gets in George's face. And at that point, George gets shoved by Shane. Shane continues to beat up the Miz. He puts a submission move on the Miz while George is just standing there helpless watching. This was great. I love this heel turn. I thought that this was very well done. I'm a fan of it. I like it a lot. And this was the perfect place to do it. In Cleveland, Miz's hometown, lots of heat. Shane ripped off Miz's Cleveland shirt. Great stuff here. Great heel turn. Right place, right time. Very well executed. Thumbs up from me. I thought it was fantastic. So if you missed the pay-per-view, I definitely recommend checking out this match and the post-match with the Shane McMahon heel turn. All right, so moving on here, we had Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the SmackDown Live Women's title. DJ Whitey with a $2 super chat says Shane could have given a worse beating than that. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine for what it was. I really didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was really well done. But anyways, moving on here to Asuka versus Mandy Rose. Before the match, we had Elias singing a song about Miz getting attacked by Shane, and then Elias referenced LeBron James leaving Cleveland to get the usual cheap heat. I got to give credit to Elias. The guy likes to sing a lot, and he somehow managed to come up with this song pretty much on the fly. You know, how did he do it? Wow. I mean, I'm not going to think this was scripted or anything. I mean, he just came up with this. He's a quick thinker. He came up with these lyrics right on the spot. Bravo, Elias. Anyways, moving on here. Sonya Deville. This was a really awkward match to me. So Sonya Deville lifted up the ring apron and there was nothing there. And then nothing happened for the next several minutes. I don't understand what was going on here. I don't know if Sonya did something too soon, the wrong side of the ring. I don't know what happened there, but it was so awkward, just completely random. And then later on, like 3-4 minutes later, Sonya Deville goes to a different part of the ring, pulls out a kendo stick, and she left the ring skirt up on the canvas. And then Mandy Rose ran over to that side of the ring for whatever reason and then tripped on the apron. And then that led to Asuka kicking her in the face. And if you look at the slow motion replay, it looks quite brutal. Asuka hit the kick to the face for the victory. This whole thing was really awkward. And then after the match, Sonya and Asuka, or Sonya and Mandy Rose, I should say, walked to the back, and Mandy looked very frustrated. So that was that. Wasn't really a big fan of this, and I mean, I'm not surprised by the outcome, but the execution of what happened here just looked very awkward to me. Next up, we had an impromptu match. So New Day was called to Vince McMahon's office, and the idea that was being teased would be that Kofi Kingston would finally get his championship opportunity and he would be added to the WWE title match. New Day was making the pitch. Vince then said, all right, fine. Kofi Kingston, you're going to be in the triple threat. But New Day, they will be banned from ringside. And that led to Kofi Kingston coming out. However, swerve, Kofi Kingston would not be facing Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens for the WWE title. Instead, he would be facing the Bar in a handicapped match. This match went on probably way longer than it needed to. The crowd just did not care for it. They were pissed off. The Bar was destroying Kofi pretty much the entire time. The crowd started chanting, "This is boring." Then we had the New Day come out. Despite the ban, they were not allowed to come out there, although maybe they thought they were not allowed to come out for the WWE title match. So I guess that was their justification for doing it. New Day ran down, but then they were blindsided by those losers from the Kickoff, Rusev and Nakamura. And then the Bar hit the double white noise to pin Kofi Kingston. So there you go. The plot thickens. Yeah, I mean, this was just bizarre to me. I mean, it was entertaining, and I get, you got to look at the big picture here. WWE's trying to get you emotionally invested. They want you to get behind Kofi. They want you to get frustrated. It's pretty much Daniel Bryan all over again. So you got to look at the big picture. If Kofi Kingston's getting the WWE title, this is great booking. If he loses or doesn't get the WWE title match at WrestleMania, then this would be completely idiotic. But we'll see what ends up happening at WrestleMania. My feeling is, you guys, Kofi Kingston's going to be WWE champion. He's going to be the first full black WWE champion at WrestleMania. I mean, if that's not the plan, then WWE's foolish. But the fact that we're not sure about it, I mean, WWE's keeping us guessing. But my gut feeling is this is all part of a design to get sympathy for Kofi and get you emotionally invested in the idea of him becoming WWE champion. Stephen Osborne is here. All right, Stephen, with a $2 super chat. Hey, that's not quite $180-something, but $2 will do. WWE are overbooking easy. Good feuds into oblivion. Well, thank you for that super chat, Stefan. I do appreciate it. Cindy with a $2 super chat says, can Noah Foster or call in since they were at the pay-per-view? When I'm done with this, if they're, depending on time, maybe I can let them call in for a few minutes. If not, maybe I can have them call in tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw. The Ring Generals with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Ring Generals. Kofi's story similar to Booker T at WrestleMania 19. Your thoughts? As long as the finish is not what it was at WrestleMania 19, and I'm sure the match will be a lot better than WrestleMania 19, but hopefully that's not... I mean, at this point, WWE really hasn't gone in a race direction with this storyline. Like Vince or Daniel Bryan, nobody's come out there and like made some kind of racial reference, and I don't think they will, because in today's political climate, I don't think WWE wants that kind of heat. So, you know, Triple H back in the day said something like "your people" to Booker T to get that heat. And then, of course, at WrestleMania, Triple H beat him, and that was that. So I think that this is not going to go in that same direction. I mean, anything's possible, but I feel like Kofi's getting the title at Mania. I really do. All right, so let's move on here to the next match for the Raw Tag Team titles. We had the triple threat match, which was a really good match, but actually I thought it felt a little bit short to me. Not in the quality of it, but just the time. Like, I felt these guys could have been given more time. Felt a bit rushed to me. Dylan with a $5 super chat says, sorry, but as long as Kofi is still with the New Day, I cannot buy him as world champion. Just cannot take him seriously. Well, thank you for that, Dylan. And I mean, that's a very valid point about Kofi. Kofi has been part of a mid-card act for so long, and all of a sudden he's getting this big push. And I get it, you know, Virtue is trying to compare it to Jinder Mahal, but the difference is Jinder Mahal was like opening match, dark match guy. Kofi's been a focal point in WWE storylines, and New Day has gotten big pushes. So not only was I getting somebody from earlier trying to sabotage the video, but in the chat room we're getting spam comments from some account that's trying to promote some malware or something. I guess that means I've made the big time. If I got these spam bots in the chat room, I must be doing something right. And people are trying to sabotage my video, but I mean, what else can I say? People are gonna try to put down other people that do things better than them. I don't know. Enough of that. Let's move on here. I've given them enough airtime, so we'll move on here. Stephen Osborne with a $2 super chat donation says, how much does YouTube get with $200 super chat get you $184? Probably less than that, Stefan. I think you should PayPal the ticket money. But thank you, Stefan. I appreciate it. Revival did pick up the victory, hitting the Shatter Machine on Gable to retain the titles. And then after the match, Bobby Roode attacked the Revival. And then Aleister Black came in, hit the Black Mass to Bobby Roode, and then Ricochet hit the 630 to Daniel Wilder. So, yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I figured what was going to happen. I figured Revival would retain and the NXT guys would not take the fall, so they would still look strong even in defeat. And then they were the last guys standing here, despite the Revival winning. So, not surprised by any of this. I thought it was fine. It was a good match. Not a great match because, again, I think these guys were not given nearly enough time to have an all-time classic, but it was good. For the time that they had, I thought it was well done. And also, I should mention, before this match, Elias sang another song and started mocking the New Day and Kofi Kingston. And then backstage, Shane McMahon was interviewed about why he attacked The Miz, but of course, Shane had no comment. You gotta wait to SmackDown Live to find out what happened with that. All right, so moving on here, we had the U.S. title match, which was changed Actually, it was not supposed to be a U.S. title match. As I mentioned earlier, it was supposed to be Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. However, WWE decided to change plans, and I guess Carmella was petitioning for R-Truth to get a rematch, and then Samoa Joe approached them and said, I'll fight anybody. So I guess we got a fatal 4-way rematch from SmackDown. Mike B with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Mike B. He says, if Becky, Lynch, Kofi Kingston, and Seth Rollins all win at WrestleMania, the fans would go home happy. So let's see if the WWE actually gives the fans what they want and make this happen. Well, we'll see. I mean, I did talk about this on NoDQ video and on the NoDQ review. Like, are all of these guys going to win? I mean, how many happy ending stories can you do for WrestleMania? You know, WrestleMania, you have that big feel-good story of the underdog overcoming the odds, but can you really do that 3 times on the same show? So I do feel like somebody's not going to win at WrestleMania that you're hoping is going to win. And I'm pointing to Seth Rollins here just because I feel Brock is going to stick around and Brock's going to be the man. And now that Rollins is back, yeah, I am sticking with it. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm predicting Brock Lesnar to retain the WWE Universal title at WrestleMania. Becky and probably Kofi will win. And Rollins is going to be the guy that loses. We'll see. Oh, Stefan sent over the money. Thank you very much for that, Stefan. That's his SummerSlam ticket money. Yes, we are going to SummerSlam. Head over to... actually, I got to make a link for it, but if you go on Facebook and search NoDQ SummerSlam, you should be able to find it. We are heading to Toronto, Canada for the NoDQ.com 2019 meetup. So stay tuned for that. Oh, we got another live streaming HD, and there's a link. And Boston Punk deleted that thing in like 5 seconds. So thank you for that, Boston Punk. Anyways, back to the match, the Fatal 4-Way match. Samoa Joe defending the U.S. title against R-Truth, Andrade, Rey Mysterio. Pretty much the same match we saw on SmackDown. It was good, but didn't really have anything new to offer that we didn't already see on television on Tuesday night. Zelina Vega tried to interfere. Carmella got involved. They got in the fight. Samoa Joe retained the title by putting the coquina clutch on Rey Mysterio. Mysterio passed out instead of tapping out, which I did like. You know, protect Rey Mysterio a little bit. Not everybody has to tap out. Sometimes you can have guys choke out, get choked out. And to me, that protects them a little bit more when they do not give up. So I like it. Joe wins a match on pay-per-view. Match was good. I mean, no complaints really, other than the fact that it just really didn't make sense. Like, first of all, I thought we had no more rematches in WWE. Second of all, if R-Truth is going to petition for a rematch, shouldn't he just get a one-on-one rematch for the title? Why would Andrade and Rey Mysterio automatically get a rematch? Why would Joe give it to them? I thought the rule was no more automatic rematches, so why would the McMahons even allow this to happen? I don't know. I'm trying way too hard to try and put logic into all this, so I'm just going to check my brain at the door. It was a good match. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it, as they say on Twitter. We got another one, Sky Sports 6, and again, Boston Punk, thank you. You were on the money, my friend, today. Andy with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Andy. He says, how are you tonight, Aaron? I was wondering where you think they are going with the Batista, Triple H, Ric Flair thing. Well, thank you for the super chat, Andy. I don't know if Flair's going to have any more involvement. I feel like it was just Flair getting beat up by Batista to set the match up. I don't know if we're going to see Flair again on television leading up to the match. I don't know where they're going with it other than the fact that Batista is going to fight Triple H at WrestleMania. We'll have to see what happens on Raw, but my guess is as good as yours. But my feeling is Flair's probably not going to be on TV again, and the focal point's going to be on Triple H and Batista and their bad blood. Moving on here, we have the Raw Women's Tag Team title match, or should I just say in general, women's title match, because they're theoretically on all the brands, although I don't think I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong here, maybe I'm just forgetting, but I don't think Bayley and Sasha have been on SmackDown since winning the titles. I know they did the NXT gig, but have they actually been on SmackDown since winning the SmackDown, Raw, whatever it is, tag team titles? I don't know. I don't recall if they did or not. But anyways, everyone's saying no in the chat room, so there you go. So for now, I'm just going to call it, until they show up on SmackDown, damn it, I'm calling it the Raw Tag Team titles for the women. All right, so Beth Phoenix was out there on commentary. Not much to say about this match. I thought it was kind of boring. I wasn't really invested in it. Bayley countered Nia Jax's powerbomb attempt into a Frankensteiner pinfall to score the victory. DJ Whitey, thank you for that, DJ, with a $20 super chat. Nia's botch was really bad, Aaron, and then she completes the Samoan drop to confirm the botch. The announcers tried to save her with the technical explanation, but it was still bad. I guess that's WWE's policy to cover it up. Yeah, I think I might have missed this botch, actually. But I don't recall it off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, the announcers are always going to try and cover up a botch, you know, however they can, to try to logically explain what happened to the viewers. The whole match, to me, was just awkward and wasn't really feeling it at all. As John Tompkins says, it was plain as day. Okay, well, I must have missed it. I mean, I was probably distracted with the NoDQ chat or something. I just wasn't really getting into the match, bottom line. So afterwards, the real story was what happened post-match. I mean, that was way more interesting than the actual match itself. And it feels like Sasha and Bayley are almost bit players here, taking a back seat to what happened after the match. So Nia and Tamina beat them down after the match. And then Beth Phoenix, who was doing the guest commentary, got in Tamina's face and punched her. This led to Nia attacking Beth from behind. And then Nia Jax hit the leg drop on Beth Phoenix. Natalya came out to try and save her friend Beth. However, Natalya ended up getting overwhelmed by both of them, and Nia and Tamina left them both laying. And tag match for WrestleMania? I mean, that's certainly what it looks like. Beth Phoenix coming out of retirement for WrestleMania. That definitely seems to be what this is leading to. And, Caitlin's here with a $2 super chat, says, hi, smiley face. Hello, Caitlin. Shout out to Bill and Mary and Jennifer out there in Saginaw. You guys are wonderful. I'm interested about Beth Phoenix coming back. I wonder what this means for Sasha and Bayley. Where do they go from here? Who are they facing? Is it going to be a triple threat tag team match, as Neo Anderson suggested? You know, there was the rumor about Trish Stratus and Lita coming back, but if Beth's coming back, I don't know if WWE is going to bring back Trish and Lita as well. So interesting little turn of events here. It's just weird to me now that this is the focal point and we don't know what's going on with Bayley and Sasha for WrestleMania. So next up, we had the WWE title match, which was supposed to be one-on-one Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens. However, it was announced that there would be a replacement, or not a replacement, a person added to the match, I should say. And that person was Mustafa Ali, as the last-minute participant to make this a triple threat match. The crowd was not happy about this. They were not happy about Mustafa Ali being out there. They started chanting Kofi Kingston right off the bat, right when the match began. I feel bad for Mustafa Ali because he was the guy that was getting pushed in the first place, and if it wasn't for his injury, none of this Kofi stuff would have even happened. So that's what's just so bizarre about the whole thing. Why is the crowd booing Mustafa Ali? I mean, he's an underdog too. The guy got hurt and lost his spot. Shouldn't they be happy for him? Like, the crowd, I feel like, turned heel. Like, this was a heel crowd. I mean, why would you boo Mustafa Ali? Poor guy got screwed out of his WWE title opportunity, and now he's finally getting one. They should be happy for him. Fickle. Fickle. These people are fickle. Alex Pershin with a $2 super chat says, Kofi pulled for not being box office, but Ali is. I was going to bring this up too. Thank you for that, Alex. How does this make any sense, by the way, if we're thinking about this idea that Vince doesn't think Kofi Kingston's a big enough name to be in the WWE title match? Why is Mustafa Ali big enough to be in the WWE title match when he has less of a name value than Kofi? Because Kofi's been in the company for 11 years. He's been part of New Day, one of the hottest acts in the company. Mustafa Ali is a relative newcomer, just recently called up from 205 Live. So in the storyline, how does this even make sense? Why would Vince approve this but pull Kofi from the match? Huh? Now, again, it's one of those moments we got to check our brains at the door and just enjoy it, damn it. You know, that is the quote of everybody on Twitter. Just shut up and enjoy it. And you know what? I enjoyed this match. I actually thought that this was a great match. Best match of the night, in my opinion. These guys worked their asses off. And they actually did win over the crowd a little bit. Like, if they just had a standard match, this might have been really ugly. They did chant Kofi at times, but the crowd did start getting into it because these guys were just tearing it up so much. Daniel Bryan did this drop kick to Ali, who was on the top rope, and Ali just flung himself all the way down to the barricade. Ali did his Spanish fly from the top to Bryan. Ali missed the 654. Owens hit the stunner. Bryan broke up the pinfall. Just lots of crazy back and forth moments here. These guys were putting on a clinic. Great match. Rowan tried to interfere, and then he got super kicked by both Owens and Ali. Ali did this crazy tornado DDT, jumped off the top rope to Bryan. Great stuff here. And then the finish was excellent. Bryan caught Mustafa Ali in midair with the running knee, and that's how he scored the pinfall victory. And then afterwards, Rowan did the claw slam to Owens for good measure. Excellent, excellent match. Highly recommend it if you missed the pay-per-view. Great stuff here from all three guys. And it's a shame about the crowd that they were... it's WWE's fault, not really the crowd's fault, because the whole thing is just so confusing and so poorly written that the crowd doesn't really know how to react. Like, they're conditioned to be behind Kofi, but then you throw the babyface out there and the crowd doesn't know how to react, so they just react the way they were conditioned, and that's to cheer for Kofi. So, yeah, I mean, it's poor writing by WWE overall, and it's pretty clear to me that this was all not well thought out in advance. Like, this is all stuff that they were probably coming up with as late as the day of the show. Shanti with the $2 super chat. Don't do this to me. Queendom, the queendom, where the kings bow down. Not cool, man. Not cool. But thank you for the super chat nonetheless. So yeah, the match was great. The storytelling here, I mean, if you're gonna do this and you're just, you know the crowd's gonna crap on it, just throw somebody out there like Jinder Mahal. Like, wouldn't that make more sense anyways? Wouldn't Vince see Jinder as the star? Have Vince come out there and say, Jinder Mahal. Then you have this nuclear heat for the match. The crowd just hating it, and you don't get Mustafa Ali getting booed by the fans. I don't know. It was just weird to me. I mean, the match was great, but yeah, it's very confusing what's going on here. And, you know, they're trying to do this repeat of Daniel Bryan 2014 with Kofi Kingston. And it'll probably work. You know, Kofi winning the WWE title will be a huge moment. But then again, what happens if he doesn't win the title? But the fact that we're not sure, that makes us emotionally invested. And that tells you WWE is doing something right here, even if it's very sloppy, the execution of it. Tony H with a $2 super chat says, Ali is better than Kofi all day. Well, I mean, say what you will about Mustafa Ali, but the guy is a great talent. The guy is really skilled, and so is Kofi for that matter. I mean, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. I mean, they're different, you know. Mustafa Ali might be a more impressive athlete than Kofi, but Kofi is great in his own way, and Kofi's very entertaining as well. So anyways, let's move on here to the next match, which was the semi-main event, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Not really much of a match. I mean, this match was handicapped by the storyline. You know, it was nothing compared to the match they had at Evolution. This was more of an angle than an actual wrestling match. So you had Becky Lynch coming out on the crutch. Becky was putting the fight, taking the fight to Charlotte, but Charlotte was able to gain control, going after the bad knee. Becky did make a comeback. Charlotte almost got counted out at one point. But yeah, Becky's comeback was brief. Charlotte regained control. Charlotte was on the verge of winning. Charlotte had the figure 8 on Becky. But then Ronda Rousey ran down to the ring and broke the script, damn it, by punching Becky Lynch, causing a DQ. And because of the DQ, Becky Lynch is now part of the WrestleMania match. Becky pointed at the WrestleMania sign, and Charlotte just stood there and didn't do anything. Like, you would think that she would attack Becky again, but no. She just stood there dumbfounded, and that was the segment. So yeah, again, the execution of this, I don't know. I mean, I pretty much expected this to happen anyways. If you guys watched the review video, or not the review video, the predictions video, this was my prediction that we were probably going to have Ronda help Becky win the match so Becky gets added to WrestleMania. I mean, that makes sense at least. I mean, you could argue, well, why would Ronda want 2 opponents instead of 1? I mean, she's the baddest woman on the planet, so her character is going to be arrogant. Her character is going to be like, you know what? I could beat both of them. I'm the best in the world, so I want Becky in there. I'm pissed at her. I want a piece of her. So on that note, it does make sense. But I think maybe this could have done better. I think they overdid the beatdown of Becky and the whole thing of Becky having to sell all these injuries. It just hurt the match, you know. I think people were hoping to have some more substance with this match. Can we ban Kasha, please? I mean, I am a loser, but, you know, calling me an atheist loser is just crossing the line. Alex Persson with a $2 super chat donation. Ronda versus Goldberg in a script on a pole match. I like it. I like it. Don't tell WWE, though, because they may just bring back Goldberg to do that. Ma Wrestling says, laughing my ass off and the winner has to follow the script. Well, there you go. Script on a pole. That's a new one. Somebody should tweet that to Vince Russo. See what he thinks. Virtue, you got to do it. You're the NoDQ.com resident Vince Russo fanboy. So you got to go tell Russo, what do you think about this script on a pole match? All right, moving on here to the main event of the evening. We had The Shield versus Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Up until the end of this, I was somewhat bored with it just because I knew going in, Shield's going to win. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I would be very shocked if they were going to lose this match. But as the match got on, it did pick up. Before the match started, I should say, Elias sang a song putting down Becky Lynch and more insults about Ohio. Lacey Evans walked down to the ring, and Randy Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere to Elias. And then all of a sudden, AJ Styles appeared and hit a phenomenal forearm out of nowhere to Randy Orton. So there you go. Looks like we got it, in case you were still wondering about it. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles for WrestleMania. And AJ was also on the Kickoff, and I believe it was Sam Roberts asking him, you know, you went from competing for title matches to now talking about title matches. How does that make you feel? Yeah. That's pretty much the storyline here, and I guess the idea is that AJ's, you know, lost a step, and he's going to have to get it back by beating Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I think that's the storyline, at least the way it looks to be at this time. DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat. He says, let the guy call in, Aaron. We would love to hear his live perspective on the show. I will do that here. I will open up Skype for them to call in just a second here. Michael Cole mentioned on commentary that Dean Ambrose would not be signing a new deal with WWE, and this would be the last ride for the Shield. So this is totally unprecedented. Is Dean Ambrose really leaving, or is this all work? I guess we'll have to wait and see. If Ambrose is really leaving, again, this is unprecedented. This is the first time that WWE's ever done something like this. So yeah, if he leaves, that will be a first, where WWE actually announced that a guy's leaving and he goes out on top at the end of his run. But we'll see. A lot of people think it's a work, think it's all BS, so we'll see. This guy with a $5 super chat says, Vince should go full heel and start a racist storyline against Kofi because everyone already hates him for his friendship with Trump. Please bring me on a panel. I don't think they're going to do a racist storyline. I really don't. I think that's highly unlikely just because of the political climate now. And as far as bringing you on a panel, I'd love to do it. Email me nodqmisc@gmail.com with your Skype info. Maybe you did already. I got a lot of people on the queue, so I apologize to anybody out there. And by the way, thank you to everyone watching. We broke 500 live viewers tonight, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I'm hoping we can hit 1,000 for WrestleMania because that's usually the biggest live stream. I gotta be really careful for WrestleMania and make sure that there's no way people can try to sabotage the video like earlier. Again, I apologize for that. So anyways, yeah, as soon as I say 500, we lose like 50. Oh, well. Let's get back to talking about the match. Maybe that's why. So we had a stare down to start the match, and then they brawled. It was very brawl heavy. They spilled to the outside. They were over by the Kickoff set, and Dean Ambrose got caught. He was trying to jump off the Kickoff table. McIntyre and Lashley caught him, and then Rollins jumped off from the stands onto all three of them. That was a cool moment in the match. Everybody got back to the ring. The bad guys, the Dogs of War, whatever you want to call them, they tried to do their Shield powerbomb, but it got broken up, and then the Shield ended up giving McIntyre the Shield powerbomb through the announce table. And then Baron Corbin was surrounded in the ring by the Shield. Crowd loved this. They were chanting, "This is awesome." They were so happy to see Baron Corbin get what's coming to him. The Shield beat down Corbin, and then Rollins yelled out, and I quote, "One last mother friggin' time." And what he actually said was bleeped out by WWE. Shield ended up hitting the power bomb on Corbin. Reigns pinned Corbin, and that was the end of the pay-per-view. Shield embraced. They did the salute one more time, and there you go. That was WWE Fastlane. So yeah, this was an interesting show for sure. I thought it was a bit too long, but that's fairly standard for WWE shows. Some booking decisions had me confused, and the execution of some of these storylines, I'm like, okay. But the matches were really solid, and the WWE title match was excellent. I love the Shane McMahon heel turn. DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat says, put a stip on 1,000 viewers at WrestleMania, Aaron. Put a stip, put a stop, put a stip. Take recommendations on Twitter. Sure. What do you guys want for a stipulation if I hit 1,000? Let me know in the chat room. So anyways, let's do the letter grade now. And by the way, if Colin or Noah would like to call in and give their thoughts on the show real quick, we can do that. I thought it was a good pay-per-view, not great, definitely flawed. I'm going to give it a B-. B- pay-per-view. Let's see what you guys thought in the chat room. Patrick with a C-, Samir with a C+, Power Packers 90 with a C-, Patrick with a C-, Zachary with a C, Akil with an A, Chat Site Forms with a C, Boston Punk with a B. The B is for Boston. Michael Wayne with a B-. Offman Rules with a C+. Chris Mace with the big F. Caitlin with a B-. See, we think alike. Caitlin and I both give it a B-. Plus, we were the co-winners of the predictions match for NoDQ.com this month. Cindy gives it a generous, I think she meant generous C+, and Noah Foster gives it a B+. All right, Noah, you want to call in, give me your thoughts on the pay-per-view, go for it. I'll be on here for a few more minutes, so if Noah or Colin would like to call in with their thoughts, I'm happy to hear what you guys had to say about the pay-per-view. Caitlin's like, oh yeah, at the idea of Noah Foster calling in. And big shout out to Noah, too, for repping NoDQ.com at the Fastlane pay-per-view, wearing the NoDQ Galaxy t-shirt. That is much appreciated. And, of course, Noah's been doing our predictions charts. So make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. I believe it's NoDQ.com/Noah. But just look up Noah Foster on Twitter. You should be able to find his handle. I'm sure he'll plug it if he does call in. Oh, Caitlin says, no, yeah, was for us winning together, laughing my ass off. Noah says, ding. All right, well, are you going to call in, Noah? DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, DJ. Do a marriage angle like Triple H and Stephanie with Caitlyn for 1,000 viewers. Hey, if Caitlin's cool with it, if we hit 1,000 viewers, I'll publish the video of our... Hello, Noah?
What's up, everybody? How are you?
How's it going, Noah?
It's going very well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. So your thoughts overall on the show. What did you like? What did you not like?
The show, for first-time experience, was very good. I feel like, yes, hello, everybody. I'm just a simple man, and my name's Noah Foster. The show overall, I thought, was pretty darn good. I feel like I was more confused rather than dislike anything. The whole WWE Championship match with Mustafa Ali added out of nowhere. There was botches galore in that freaking women's tag. Blah, Nia Jax. And there was kind of some botches during the Raw tag. But overall, I enjoyed everything.
Well, good. I'm glad you had a positive experience. So this was your first WWE live event, period, right?
Live pay-per-view experience. Correct, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you've been to, like, the NXT shows and other house shows.
Yeah.
So what letter grade would you give the show, and what would you say was the match of the night?
Letter grade overall for me, just because there was some, I feel like, confusion with the storytelling.
Right.
And, yeah, all the matches were pretty much predictable. Pretty much I called them off from the get-go. But, again, you can't argue with your first live experience. That crowd was hot. The arena was full. Shield was epic. It's an overall B+ for me. And as far as match of the night, that's a little tougher. I got to go with my NXT boys and say the triple threat wall attack. Despite the botches, I freaking love the action I saw. Ricochet is unbelievable. I can see him versus Finn Balor for the IC title at WrestleMania much more than Bobby Lashley. Glasses off, glasses on. But, yeah, that was my match of the night.
All right, well, sounds like you had a great time. And any other comments you have about the show or anything you would like to plug or promote?
Folks, if you have a chance to go see a WWE pay-per-view live for your first time ever, do it, as Caitlin would say, or Shadowbuck. Just do it. It is freaking amazing. The crowd, the atmosphere, you never know who you meet, and make a good friend. And like I say, folks, all the time, keep following NoDQ. Go buy a shirt, go buy a pen. Aaron knows the links. He can give you those links. And as always, support your wrestling outlets, both big and small. And let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. I'll see y'all in Toronto.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in, Noah. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Good night, NoDQ Galaxy.
All right. Take care. That was Noah Foster. I'm glad that I searched the world to find a man named Noah who was a nice guy and would chat with me about wrestling. So thank you very much for that, Noah. DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat says, told you, Aaron, about Ricochet. He's amazing live. Thanks for confirming Noah. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm waiting for Colin. If Colin wants to call in, I will answer the call. Offman Rules with a $10 super chat says, now that Fastlane is over, Offman Rules for Mania predictions video. Okay. Offman Rules is making the pitch now to be on the panel for WrestleMania. I think you're the first one to ask about WrestleMania specifically. So, are you going to the event, Offman? I feel like you just left a $10 super chat, so I got to put you in the front of the line. But if you're going, you know, I have more of a reason to put you on because we put Josh Mansfield on, who was at the show, since he was going. Figured we'd get him on to get his thoughts. I know you're in that part of the country too. All right, we have Colin Andrew on the line. Colin, how's it going?
Good, man. And how are you?
I'm doing good, but I can barely hear you. Is there any way you can get a little bit louder?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, sure thing. I can barely hear him, so you guys probably cannot hear him very well. Let me know in the chat room if he sounds loud enough.
Hang on.
Yeah, we can hang on here for a second.
Yeah.
Any better?
Yeah, that does sound better. Thank you.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry, I was connected to Bluetooth while driving home.
Oh, okay. So anyways, what were your thoughts on the show being there in person? What did you like? What did you not like?
I liked it a lot. It was a great show. I gave it a B+. It was a good show. I mean, there was quite a few botches tonight. I was kind of upset about the Mustafa Ali replacing Kofi Kingston as the third person in the triple threat match. Yeah, the whole crowd was real upset about that too. Chanting Kofi, like, it was echoing in there. It was awesome though. Hopefully, you know, Kofi gets his chance at WrestleMania and can be the first full African-American WWE champion. The dude deserves it. But my match of the night, though, I'm going to have to go with my boy Noah on this and go with the triple threat Raw tag team title match.
All right, there you go. All right, that's the match of the night. Who do you think got like the best positive reaction other than Kofi, would you say?
Honestly, I think the crowd's best reaction, in my opinion, was to Aleister Black. I mean, in my opinion, like reaction-wise, I mean, besides the Shield, I mean, that was a great moment being able to see that, see them come out, you know, out of the crowd one last time, this, that, and the other. But in my opinion, it was when Aleister Black's theme hit.
All right, well, that's definitely interesting to see how people are reacting to him. Any other thoughts you have on the show or anything you would like to plug or promote?
I just thought it was a great show. Like I said, a B+ show. Real quick, I want to plug Aftermatch Wrestling. The boys over there doing great stuff. NXT's NoDQ team. Dudes are awesome. Guys and girls, I should say. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Noah, it was nice meeting you tonight for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Me and Noah got to meet up. We live on opposite sides of the state, so it was real cool. But
yeah,
we've video chatted before. We've done the NXT Tea Party before, but it was nice being able to meet him in person. So
that's awesome. Are you going to SummerSlam by any chance?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to see exactly what happens. But my busy season is summer, so that's where I make my money.
All right, understood.
So, yep. But hey, thanks for letting me call in. I appreciate it. Been watching videos for a long, long time.
Appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for your feedback on the show.
Hey, no problem. Keep up the great work. We'll chat soon.
All right, thank you. Have a great night. Take care, my friend.
You too. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, so that was Colin. Let me answer this other super chat here. From one RHPS fan with a $5 super chat says, how about an inclusion for James Wales in your NXT TakeOver / Mania predictions video? Well, I did offer that spot to Offman Rules for Mania, but if you would like to be on, or if you are Jamie, did I say James by mistake? I'm losing my vision here. Jamie, if you are Jamie, or if Jamie's another person, email me, nodqmisc@gmail.com with the Skype info. Maybe we can make that happen for the NXT TakeOver show. Offman Rules with a $5 super chat says, I'm going to WrestleMania with the missus and my NoDQ Galaxy t-shirt, #buy a shirt. That's right, pick up a shirt at nodq.com/shirts. Let me pull this bad boy up. This is the Fire Virtue shirt. There you go. Fire Virtue, #Fire Virtue. You can pick that up over at nodq.com/shirts. And Offman Rules, maybe we'll get to meet up later this summer. We gotta hit up that pizza place in Parsippany, New Jersey, which I cannot believe I'm forgetting the name of it, considering that it was like my dad's favorite place growing up. Yeah, I'm just having a brain fart now. Maybe you know what it is and I don't, and you can help me out here. Oh, Frankenson's Pizza. That's it. For anybody out there, and I think I recommended this to him and he actually ate there before, Frankenson's Pizza in Parsippany, New Jersey is the bomb. That pizza is so damn good. At least when I ate there. I don't know if it's changed or if management changed, but my mom goes there when she visits back east and she tells me it's still great. So I'm going to take her word for it that it's still great. He says, heck yeah, Jersey pizza. All right, guys, so on that note, I will go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry about the little technical issues. I got to figure out why my messenger call, and, you know, that person was obviously trying to sabotage the video because he kept doing it, and that guy's never called me before, and he has a fake name. DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat says, Aaron, your response broke up when I mentioned the stip about Caitlyn and you doing the Triple H Stephanie marriage angle for 1,000 viewers. Can you say it again? What I said was, if Caitlyn approves, and this is on her, if she approves, I'll publish the video where we had this mock wedding at this arcade place where you can do like a little funny mock wedding, and they give you rings to wear. But if Caitlyn agrees to it and we hit 1,000, I'll publish that video. But that's my response to it. Thank you for the super chat, DJ. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off for tonight. Oh, wait a second. Don't go anywhere yet. Mike B with a $5 super chat says, the next time you get those damn trolls, you should powerbomb them through the Spanish announce table. Have a great night. Well, thank you so much for that, Mike B. I do appreciate it. I'm just going to need to make sure that I don't get the interruptions on the phone. Somebody has done that before, but it's been a while since somebody's tried to sabotage the video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking around for the entire duration of it. And of course, this is on demand. If you missed part of it, you should be able to catch everything. And usually when those little technical things happen, it just stops and starts again. Already with the $2 super chat says, have a great night, Aaron. Thank you so much for that,